about it is that group that actually fit in. Well, actually, yes, we're a supplier, but more importantly, we're a partner to the business. It's always felt to me that is where the networks fit in, and there's some very good other networks out there. That has to be their position, doesn't it? They have to be in your corner rather than just taking your dollar each month.
Definitely, and I can honestly say with Rand, that's what it does feel like. As with all these things, we review each year. Are we getting value out of this? Is that something now that's no longer relevant or has become stale? Is there a better option out there? And I can honestly say with Ran, I do feel, as you say, that there is that relationship there, that they are looking after us, and I do feel for what we pay subscription wise, and then, as I say, what we can get out of it, both the added value bits plus the referrals, it more than pays for itself.
I was going to say this was going to be the most awkward conversation ever if you'd have said, and I've been reviewing with Spend.
And I'm not sure if you're aware, Simon, but we actually gave notice last month. Yeah.
Too soon. Don't say that. I'm not ready for that.
No, not at all. As I say, it's great from our point of view. We again, what you get out of it.
That's really interesting, isn't it? To almost have that speciality and that niche, and it gives it. I mean, you only have to see whether it's at the regionals or you see people at the awards and the conferences. There genuinely is that community aspect, and that was going to be my next question, actually. Is obviously it helps because the members are non-competing, so you can really share and be honest and share them. Whether that's at the regional, obviously you're one of our fantastic AC members as well. How important is that aspect, the kind of community aspect there for you taking part, other than the financials, which we've just touched on?
Genuinely, it's massive for me. So I think I was often from probably when I took over Duncan Yeardley 2012 through to 15, 16, a bit of a lone ranger really. Kind of did my thing. You're in touch with various people, but then when I had the opportunity, one to join around, and then quickly after become part of the advisory council, the value that I get out of that, meeting with people, sharing ideas, some great names, great businesses, as that have been part of it for a long time. So there's that side of it. That's, as I say, helped massively, but also the regional meetings that we're now getting back on track with post-COVID, to be able to meet up, as I said earlier, with those partners that we have got locally, and to be able to discuss what's going on our doorstep, share ideas. Are there ways that we can improve things in terms of referrals, and also just the other bits that RAN bring to the table, really, in terms of industry partners and so on. Learning more about those, and we're all busy. It's trying to in a bit to set those sort of 2-3 hours aside once a quarter just to be able to do that, I find incredibly valuable.
That's such useful feedback, and thank you. And I think one of the things, because it's taken a while, hasn't it? I think it's taken a while for everybody, although we've been out of lockdown now for ages, for people to get back into the habits again and rebuild those.
Definitely.
Something else. And I think, we had 30 people down at the Southwest area there, obviously there, which is the Southwest Regional, which is fantastic to see that kind of coming together. So that really excites me that's picking up. And again, and I think that has an increased benefit. You mentioned there as well the supplier partners. I think one of the things, obviously, we've been engaged in my previous guys at Repit, and I think talking to the previous ones, that they always said that partners were important, the supplier partners there, but they'd always been a bit conservative. Now, clearly, it's a balancing act because you never want to appear anything to be a half sell. But do you find that kind of advice with the partners then useful? It sounds like from what you were saying that is something.
Yeah, we do, and I guess, as with all these things, you kind of pick and choose. But I think the fact there that there's that added value, if you like, to some of the exclusive deals that RAN are able to bring forward, definitely helps. And dare I say, maybe, well, particularly I think in that COVID time for us, and I think we got a huge amount out of RAN there, and I think they were absolutely brilliant in terms of how they supported their agents, whether it be through webinars and the support, etc., with a lot of the partner agents. But we've got some great suppliers that we work with now, both obviously with you, Kerfuffle, but through also with RAN, and those exclusive deals that we know we wouldn't be able to get if we just picked up the phone to them. So again, another added value.
That's great. And I mean, you're absolutely right. I think it was obviously, just be really clear, this isn't me trying to hold on to the coattails of the previous guys, but it was actually in that lockdown period, from memory, that the Relocation Agent Network got Supplier of the Year at EA Masters. Obviously a tremendous act.
They did, didn't they? Yeah, good point. Yeah, I'd forgotten that. But yeah, and rightly so, because I think they did an awful lot throughout that period, actually, to really help and support the agents.
I make a big deal about it to anyone that will actually listen. But I think there's a lot of suppliers. Obviously, there's almost 1,000 suppliers on Kerfuffle at the moment. Some of those are fantastic.
Goodness me.
The number that, yeah, no, it's scary even to a train spotter, like,
Isn't it?
but I think